Your eyeball. Let's talk about the eye. Oh no, I didn't put the eye back together. That's okay, I can take it one piece at a time. All right. So this is what your eye should kind of look like when it's together. Right? You have the front, you have the pupil in the center, you have the white out here called the sclera. This white is perfect because when light comes at your eye, it's all white around here except in the center where it's clear. So what's going to happen to the light? What color is going to get bounced off? All of them. When light hits this, all of the colors bounce back. That's why you see the white of someone's eyes, right? It's bouncing everything out. So no light is going through to the eyeball, into the eyeball. It all has to go through the front. So you've got this protective cover here that's continuous across the front with this clear part. It's called the cornea. And your cornea up front is responsible for about 2/3 of light bending as it goes in. So when you're trying to focus on something, you need that light bent. It's the cornea that does it first. We don't give the cornea very much credit because it's hard to manipulate your cornea. It's pretty firm. It doesn't want to bend. There's nothing special in there that's bending it. But let's say you have bad vision and you're squinting all the time. What you're doing is you're squinting, squeezing down on your eyeball to bend the cornea because you can bend it externally. You just can't bend it internally like the lens. So light comes through here and gets bent, refracted. Next thing it goes through is the light controller, the pupil. Well, technically, the iris is the light controller, the pupil is just the hole in the middle. So if I need to see something better, I open up my pupil, the iris gets bigger, thinner, and the light goes through to get more detail from it. As light goes through the cornea, through the pupil, it's actually moving through fluid. So as it passes through the fluid, you don't want air and you don't want other things to change because air is refractive too. You can see this on a foggy day. If it's foggy and the little droplets of water are thick enough, it bounces light everywhere and it actually just looks like a white sheet, right? The best days that you can see the furthest away are the non-humid days because there's no water to bounce the light in the air, right? So you can see far, way far. So you want water in here. You don't want air inside there. It's all water called aqueous humor. It's thicker water. Then the light hits the lens. And the lens is what we usually give the bouncing property or the control of your vision to. The reason we do that is because if you look on the back side, there's that big muscle that goes around here. That big muscle will take your lens and stretch it out to make it flat, or relax it and make it nice and round to make it round. So they can adjust how far away you can see, right? If I take this lens and I hold it, and I hold it nice and round, I see the vision one way. If I pull it flat, I see a different way. Round, flat. It's funny, I'm actually making the word cornea come into focus. I guess it's not funny, I'm talking about the lens. But there's the lens that manipulates it. Then, once it goes past the lens, you don't have a big pocket of air going through this. Now you have another wad of thick water. This thick water is called vitreous humor. If you've done the dissection here in the lab and you cut the eyeball, you know it's like jelly when it's, when you've passed and it's kind of solidifying a little bit. And then the lens itself is more like a marble. So light comes in through the cornea, through the water, through the pupil, water's called aqueous humor, through the lens, gets bent or manipulated by your eyeball, goes through the vitreous humor, and hits the backside. What makes your eye and a microscope different, you have multiple lenses, quote unquote lenses, so does the microscope, but you're the only one that has a sensor. All the microscope is a tool to help your vision. So when you see that light has to get to the back, clearly, hit this little yellow area close to it called the fovea, that yellow area. This is the optic nerve. There are no vision sensors back here. So if light goes right there, you technically have a blind spot, right? You see nothing. Your brain lies to you and fills it in saying that there's no blind spot there, but there is one. you can go on Google and say, test my blind spot, and it will give you an experiment to test it. It's kind of cool too. So vision and the microscope work a lot the same. It's a series of modifying and amplifying signals. Sorry, magnifying signals. We already built the water lens, but I kind of want you to think about this. Air, like I said earlier, is really bad, real bad for amplifying signals. And this is why. I might have too many marbles here. I'm just gonna have to make more mess. Yay for messes. All right, back to the cup. The cup always works. So here we have these little jellies. Lots of them, very cool. And I take write a secret message through here. Pencil lead, I don't know why. And I put my secret message behind it like this. Can you read it? Read it? Not working? The problem is that the light travels into the glass, gets bent a little bit through each of the jellies and bent, but in between every jelly is air. So as the air goes through, it's bent too much. It's like a foggy day and you can't see all the way through. So if you can get rid of the air, I hope I can't see. Ready? I really hope I'm lining that up. Oh, they're all expanding. I put too many jellies in it. Is that even possible? They're going all over the place. And I can't get rid of the air. I'm gonna have to do it with a different cup. Oh my. I have to do it with the big cup. I didn't want to do that. Well, let's see. Now I'm really going. Let's do it all the way. But now it's round. It's round, so it's going to bend it. So it was supposed to say hi. Well, you can see the letters. This is the roundness is making it now a concave lens, convex lens. Sorry, it's bending it. Oh, I hate it when a good science experiment goes bad. Do try that at home, kids. Go buy a bunch of those things from like the dollar store for 20 bucks. That'll get you 20 of those and just go crazy. Fill up the fish tank. Mom will love it.